एक गैप बन गया
एक gap है, and I think that void cannot be filled because you have moved out and you have your own priorities. I have my work on weekends, I have other plans.
बट इन दी एंड I'd say कि वो मतलब आपकी ही फैमिली है एंड मतलब कोई ऊंच नीच आपके साथ हो जाती है कुछ आती है they are gonna have your back.
So I think it's always good to grasp ideas from everywhere, but then you cannot always copy, then you can always add something of your own to it. And जब गाड़ी जल गई थी, the only thing intact in the car was the Stanley Cup.
Okay.
So these people used it as a PR thing for them. Oh, like look, like you know, whatever happens, our cups are so strong, they're intact in the car. So as soon as I entered, I told them I'm here for a collab, and that lady, she came running to me. She's like, oh my god, I was waiting for you. The marketing guy told me, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. So me and my friends, when I was back in university, we made a plan to go to Ghost Village. Ghost Village at 3 a.m. 20 people in 5 cars.
Welcome to the Masala Mike podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Masala Mike podcast. आज की एपिसोड मैं एक शेर के साथ स्टार्ट करना चाहूँगा जो कि हमारे गेस्ट के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा सूट करती है. So here it goes. सफ़र तन्हा था कोई साथ नहीं था, सफ़र तन्हा था कोई साथ नहीं था, जब कामयाबी मिली तो हर हाथ था. इसी के साथ आज के हमारे गेस्ट को हम वेलकम करते हैं हु इज़ अ सोशल मीडिया एंड PR प्रो, मिस उरूज करीम. हाय उरूज, हाउ आर यू?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So thrilled to have you here. It was a
So
honor.
excited. Thank you so much. So excited to be here. Yeah, thanks for having me.
अच्छा यार, पहला क्वेश्चन मैं ये हर एक अपने गेस्ट से करता हूँ, तो मैं आपसे भी करूँगा. Suppose your life was a book and the first page had to be the summary of that book named Urooj Kareem, right?
Yeah.
So what would it be?
So it would be not scared to try new things, traveled a lot, loved and lived.
That's a brief intro and I think मतलब सूट करता है काफ़ी. और अच्छा यार, when you started this PR thing या social media पे जो भी promotions वगैरह की चीज़ें हैं, तो क्या सोचा था कि यार अब मैंने यही करना है? पहली तो ये बात. दूसरा ये था कि फैमिली वगैरह का क्या रिएक्शन था इस चीज़ पे?
नहीं, तो it was not never like this is only thing I want to do. It just I was very much into taking pictures or recording clips of my day, how I'm spending my day, and I started working from a very young age when I was 18. So it was always like I want to tell people how it is, what it's like. And then my family did not know about me existing like this on Instagram for a few years, I would say. And then later, my dad, he saw my account and he's like, oh, so this is what you do? And I was like, yeah. So obviously coming from a Pakistani family, it was always like, oh, you should not put a lot of your pictures out there. You should not post a lot of yourself out there. But then slowly they understood, okay, so this is what she does for a living. And this is because I go to a lot of events and then I need to post about it. Then I have collabs with brands. I need to promote them. I need to post about it. So I cannot just be behind the camera and not show myself, because when you show yourself, your audience are better to resonate with you. Because you're putting yourself out there, they can relate. Okay, there is someone who is there. It's just not them talking to no one. So yeah, and then I started my career with social media and then I stepped into PR. So yeah.
अच्छा यार, आपने ये I think you told me about leaving your house at a young age. वैसे भी हमारी पहले भी बात हुई थी और अभी भी I think आपने बोला है. तो घर जब छोड़ा है, घर छोड़ने के बाद how was your relationship with your family?
This question is so it's not like I don't visit them, but I feel that gap we have.
एक गैप बन गया.
एक gap है, and I think that void cannot be filled because you have moved out and you have your own priorities. I have my work on weekends, I have other plans, and that void cannot be filled. I visit them, twice in a month, but I feel like that's not enough. And also all of my siblings, they have moved. So it's just my parents. And on some topics, we cannot come to a common ground because we have our own
वो
differences.
differences आ गए
वो
हैं।
differences आ गए हैं. I think वो differences आ जाते हैं because once you step out of your house, you get to explore a lot. You literally, your horizon broadens and you're like, okay, this also happens. This also works. Because my parents, they never knew how a social media manager or a PR professional works. Up till now, my family keeps, what do you do for a living? So what my dad thinks is I like Instagram comments and I reply to comments on Instagram of my clients or whoever account I'm handling. But they don't know the whole process of content creation that goes behind it, that thinking, coming up with ideas, how to resonate with your audience. So all of that, they are not, and I cannot make them understand that.
होता है आप कोई बात बट इन दी एंड आज से कि वो मतलब आपकी ही फैमिली है एंड मतलब कोई ऊंच नीच आपके साथ हो जाती है कुछ आती है they are gonna have your back.
They are always there. I really appreciate them for even supporting me to move out at a young age. My mom was very reluctant to, so my family is based in Alain. It's 1 hour 30 minutes drive from Dubai.
Yeah.
But still, she was like, okay, she's very young, like we never know. And also being a girl coming from a South Asian family, it's always there. Log kya kahenge?
लोग क्या कहेंगे?
That always exists for anything we do.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. नहीं ये चीज होती है ये कोई आप बड़े से बड़े साउथ एशियन घर में भी चले जाओ ये आपको नहीं मिलेगी.
it exists and I think it's inherited. It's there in our society and no matter how much we try to take it out, we cannot because it exists. Okay, even if my family is okay with it, there would be someone from extended family or people around us who would be talking. Like, for us, it's like, okay, degree kar liya, ab shaadi kar lo. Like, okay, like, और क्या करना है? अच्छा मास्टर्स नहीं कर रही जॉब क्यों करनी है शादी कर लो. That's like that's how it is for them.
Yeah, it is understandable. अच्छा कुछ व्यूज होते हैं एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली का तो नहीं मुझे पता क्या है क्या नहीं लेकिन अपनी फैमिली में स्पेशली एक गर्ल को लेके क्यों इस तरह के व्यूज आते हैं मैंने ये चीज़ पे सोचा है काफ़ी और मैं इस कंक्लूजन पे आया हूँ कि जो हमारी सोसाइटी है ना हमारे मतलब अब फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे तो चलो इट्स सेफ एंड ऑल पाकिस्तान पे जाते हैं पाकिस्तान में बाहर सेफ बिल्कुल नहीं है. It's not safe for a girl to move out alone, live alone. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न होते हैं. तो I think वही चीज़ें लेके वो लोग यहाँ पे भी चलते हैं.
यही चलते हैं. That's what I said. It's inherited. It is generational, but I think
कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज़ ठीक है.
Like, but it also depends on the place you live in. Like, I see Zameen Asman ka difference when I go back to Pakistan and I want to go out and hear me living alone.
Yeah.
I recently visited Pakistan and I told my mom I'll take Uber because I don't drive there. So I told my mom I'll take Uber. And she's like, Uber क्यों? तुम्हें पता नहीं है हालात कैसे हैं? So I was like, okay.
नहीं यार it's understandable. नहीं यार उनका concern है honestly. Parents का concern होता है. They are worried for your well-being.
Exactly.
In the end. अच्छा about traveling. You spoke about traveling. I have seen that you have traveled a lot. Where do you think you would wanna go next?
So I'm actually planning a trip to Baku very soon. I know it's a small country, but I always wanted to visit.
ये out of the box मेरे curiosity वाला question था मैंने खुद बस सोचा नहीं था कि मैं पूछूंगा एक
but Baku was there on my bucket list since some time now. I know, like I have seen a lot of people travel there, and I was like, okay, I've explored some of the big countries and cities, but I also want to explore Baku. Like, so yeah, I'm heading to Baku real soon.
Inshallah.
And
Inshallah.
yeah.
Acha, can you give us an insight of how your day looks as a PR and social media pro?
Okay, so sometimes the day is very chaotic because you have clients and they're like, oh, this needs to go out, this press release needs to go out, we need to publish it, it needs to be sent to media houses. So you're on and off with journalists, with editors, telling them, oh, we have sent you this piece, could you have a look at it? And then sometimes they're like, oh, we're busy, can you give us a call later? Then following up on that, and when it's about dispatching the press releases and then following up with each journalist and editor you have sent the press release to. So that's kind of chaotic. But then there also comes a part where you need to write the press releases or write the feature articles.
Okay,
So
okay, good.
that's like, you know, coming up with topics or, you know, doing your own research. So I would say it's a lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of knowing what's going around you.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the normal day looks like wake up in the morning and then sometimes I don't have the time to do breakfast.
Chaos
Like
हो जाता होगा
rush,
काफी ज़्यादा.
like it's very chaotic, and then by the time you hit like 4:35, you're like, okay, I'm done for the day. But it's never ending loop. Even if you're not at work, your mind is still working, or even if you're not working, it's still at the back of your head. So I think the one thing most of the social media or PR people struggle with is to shut down,
Yeah.
because you're not able to find balance between the work and the life we have.
Yeah.
So it's very important to, you know, shut down yourself sometime and be like, okay, it's fine if I take some time off, it's okay.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think
It is always okay to take some time off.
exactly, and it's very much needed, because your brain stops working, stop functioning after a certain time, because you're not able to think, you're not able to even be as creative as you are usually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Definitely. Acha, in your opinion, what are the key elements of building a personal brand?
So I think the first thing is you should find your niche.
Yeah.
You should know whom are the people you're targeting and how you can resonate with them.
Yeah.
Because nowadays it's all about you resonating with your audience. If you don't resonate with them, nobody's gonna even watch what you're posting, nobody's even gonna see what you're posting. So it's very important to find your niche. For that, you can experiment what's working the best for you. But at the end, you should know, okay, so this is what I'm going to focus on. These are the people I'm targeting, and it's also the age group you're targeting, the demographics. There are different things that come in, but the first thing is you should have a plan, what it is and whom you're actually, you know, resonating with, or your target audience basically. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Acha, how can individuals like differentiate themselves in a crowded digital space?
Crowded.
मतलब individuals होते हैं वो मतलब होता है कि अब ये बंदा ये चीज कर रहा है तो मैं इससे differentiate अपने आप को कैसे करूं? What do you think about this?
So I think it's always good to grasp ideas from everywhere, but then you cannot always copy. Then you can always add something of your own to it. Like there are so many people who are doing, you know, who are influencers or who are creating content, but you would see they would have a pinch of their own self in it. So it's very important to, you know, be who you are online, and then how you're adding value to the content you're posting.
Can you share a success story during a particular campaign जिससे किसी की brand image boost हुई हो?
Okay, so I don't know if you're aware of, you have seen those Stanley cups.
No, I am not.
No, those big cups, they're trending.
ठीक है.
Okay, so what happened was, so a car burned, and जब गाड़ी जल गई थी, the only thing intact in the car was the Stanley cup.
Okay.
So these people used it as a PR thing for them. Oh, like look, like, you know, whatever happens, our cups are so strong, they're intact in the car. And they contacted that lady to share her experience. So this is one of the ways where they're bringing in a customer जिसके साथ ये सब हुआ है, and they're telling, oh, what was your experience, and see, this cup was still intact in the car.
Yeah. नहीं वो वाकई मतलब एक उनके पास रीजन बन गया ना कि देख लो हमारा इतना
And
जबरदस्त
उसके बाद their sales went so up. It was crazy. Everybody, even I have a Stanley cup.
that's nice honestly. That is impressive. मतलब एक गाड़ी पूरी जल गई है.
Yeah. और वो Stanley cup उधर ही पड़ा. वो कप होल्डर में Stanley cup है, बस पूरी गाड़ी जल गई है.
वो एक फनी इंसिडेंट मेरा आता है. अभी तो हम बॉयकॉट कर रहे हैं उसको आईएसटी को, लेकिन लिप्टन की आईएसटी ना बेसिकली आई यूज्ड टू लव इट. तो अब मेरी जो गाड़ी है उस तरह की सेम गाड़ी की एक पिक्चर मुझे मिली है, उसमें आईएसटी पड़ी है और गाड़ी पूरी तबाह हो गई है, आईएसटी बिल्कुल ठीक पड़ी हुई है उधर. दोस्त मुझे पूछते ये तो तुम्हारी गाड़ी है क्योंकि आईएसटी भी तुम पीते हो और गाड़ी भी तुम्हारी जैसी है.
So it's actually
it's kind of
crazy.
like that.
Yeah. So these are the things how people, you know, these are the things people use in PR. अगर उनको कुछ ऐसा मिल जाता है, then they know their brand image can go up like this, from this to this. There's sales also. So if you see, marketing and sales goes hand in hand, and then comes PR, where you build the brand image, you manage the crisis and everything. Agar if something goes wrong, how you're gonna communicate it to your audience. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, understandable. Acha, how can, in your opinion, professionals maintain the authenticity while also keeping in mind कि content जो है उसको भी professional रहना चाहिए?
So most of the brands, what they do is, even if they're picking, I'm going to talk about influencer marketing in this, that even if they're picking influencers, they go, they see their profiles. And nowadays it's so easy to buy likes and bots.
Yeah.
But there are softwares, if you put in the profile, it tells you how many what is the engagement rate, how many are real followers, and how many are bots.
Yeah.
So even when a brand is choosing a person to represent their brand, they look at all of these things to stay authentic, to to say that okay, we chose the right person. And then obviously the type of content they're posting and all of that. So this is one way they stay authentic, that
Yeah.
we even chose the right person. Okay, no bots, no bot likes, no bot
Definitely.
followers, nothing at all. It's all organic, original, relatable content that they're posting.
हाँ, definitely. अच्छा, do you think कि story telling जो है वो एक crucial part play करती है PR में?
बहुत ज़्यादा.
और मतलब क्या उसका part होता है, क्या किस तरीके से किया जाता है?
Sentiments. I would say sentiments. If you would have seen, there are so many stories or even PR campaigns that go live, and they have that emotional touch to it, and it's very important. The storytelling and that emotional touch you have with the audience who is reading it, it's very important. Because sometimes if you see, like online, they might show you a crying kid, or they might show you how you can make their life happy, and then how you can add on to their life. So that's like playing with your sentiments. Okay,
Yeah.
if I do this particular thing, this is going to be outcome of it. So storytelling is very important, and that's how people relate to it as well.
हाँ.
Like it's your own. When you share your own personal experience, people are much more interested rather
वो
than
कहते हैं कि इस
you.
बंदे ने तो experience किया है.
Exactly. So
हाँ.
that's, even if you see on Instagram or even on TikTok, people who make daily vlogs, they go so viral. Why? Because people watch and they want to know, okay, this is a normal person like me, nothing out
ठीक
of
है.
the world. And this is what he is doing. And in that way, sometimes it also motivates them. अगर वो कर सकता है, तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, या मैं भी कर सकती हूँ. So
बिल्कुल.
that's the relatability they have to it. And also the hook points you have in your reels or in your videos you're posting, it's very important. Because if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I come across something, and if it's interesting to me, though, like the 1 to 30 seconds of it, if it's interesting, I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna be like, okay, I want to watch further. But अगर वो मुझे शुरू में boring लगा, I'm like, ये क्या, like मैं क्यों देखूँ, like what is it?
Exactly.
And we have our attention span is very low. We don't
हाँ.
want to watch something very long.
Exactly. जब तक आप उस चीज से relate नहीं
नहीं
कर
कर
सकते तो
सकते.
आप वो देख नहीं पाओगे
नहीं
पूरा.
देख पाओगे. अगर वो चीज, even if it's long, I would only watch it if I can relate to it, or I'm getting
Definitely.
something out of it.
Exactly. बिल्कुल ऐसे
That's
ही
how
है.
it works. Yeah.
हाँ, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है. अच्छा, PR और सोशल मीडिया की हम बात करते हैं तो what emerging trends are you most excited about in PR and social media?
AI. I don't know how. First, we have already gotten Chat GPT, and some of our clients, even when we write articles, they come and they be like, "Oh, this is from Chat GPT," and we are like, "No, we wrote it," because everybody is doing it, so they think we are also doing it. I don't know how AI is going to transform this whole landscape of social media and PR. But even now, if you see, you can remove your background images using AI.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I can have a picture of you and I can have some other thing in the background. Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know कि ये बंदा इधर था भी या
ये
नहीं था.
नहीं था. And this is
Exciting भी है और ये थोड़ा सा मतलब होता है डर भी फैला रहा है
like exactly, like what is it? You don't know anymore what is real and what is fake,
Definitely.
because it has come to that point.
हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है. अच्छा, स्टार्टिंग में जो हमारी एपिसोड स्टार्ट हुई थी उसके बीच में आपने बात की थी कि मतलब एक वुमन होती है तो उसको मतलब हो जाता है कि यार नहीं इसने तो घर में ही रहना है, ये करना है वो करना है, तो ये एक स्टीरियोटाइप बना आ रहा है कि इसके बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि सही चीज है या गलत है ये, और गलत है तो गलत क्यों है?
Okay, so what I think is women should be able to choose what she wants to do.
बेशक घर में रहना है, वो उसकी
अगर
अपनी
वो
मर्जी से होना
उसकी
चाहिए।
अपनी मर्जी है, you are no one to tell her no, you're gonna sit at home and raise kids, or you're gonna sit at home and cook.
Yeah.
If she wants to work, she should have, you know, her own choice to work.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do this and I'm gonna do this.
हाँ.
So it's her own opinion, however she wants to do it and whatever she wants to do. I have seen women who stay home but they run businesses.
Yeah.
But they're staying home, but at the end they're doing something. But
Yeah.
for some women, they're going out and they're working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's their own choice. So I believe women should be able to choose and do what she wants to do
Exactly.
without, you know, anyone
हर
telling her
yeah,
कि
हर individual, be it man or a woman, they have to have a choice what they want to do.
But हाँ, हमारे यहाँ ये stereotype है, especially coming from an Asian family, that okay, you finished school, you finished university, अब और क्या करना है? काम क्यों कर रही हो? शादी कर लो, अब तो उम्र भी हो गई है। और फिर हाँ, we also have timeline to everything.
Yeah.
कि अच्छा 22 में यूनिवर्सिटी खत्म होगी, 23-24 तक शादी कर लो, उसके बाद कौन करेगा शादी? You know, so but I've seen women who are in their 30s, even in their, you know, mid 30s, who don't want to get married, and it's their own choice, who are working, who are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's everyone's personal choice to do what they want to do.
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही। वही पर्सनल एक मतलब आप मुझे आप फोर्स करोगे और बोलोगे नहीं तुमने ये करना है, मैंने बोला नहीं मैं इसका उल्टा ही करके दिखाऊंगा।
And that makes you rebellious as well.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're telling me to do this, but I don't want to, and I will show you that I don't want to do it, and I won't do it.
Yeah.
Never. And we
Exactly.
have this thing in us, especially being a woman. You have it in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
अच्छा, कोलैबोरेशंस आपने बहुत ज़्यादा की हैं, जिस तरह आपने भी बताया था। Tell us about one of your most memorable collab.
Memorable collab. So I had one with Noon 15.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cute little box, you know, they sent with some goodies in it. So I loved, you know, shooting its content and how they look, and you know, I did it by a poolside, so it was a very nice collab. Then recently I had one with Magnolian Bakery.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of food.
So food excites you.
Food excites me.
Same.
And my family had come to visit me at that time.
Huh.
So I took them, and they're like, "You're not going to pay for it?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Really?" So my dad, he was like, "Oh, why are you not paying?" And I'm like, "I don't have to pay." So as soon as I entered, I told them I'm here for a collab. And that lady, she came running to me. She's like, "Oh my God, I was waiting for you. The marketing guy told me, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay." And then we sat down. My mom ordered some stuff. My dad ordered some stuff. My sister ordered some stuff. I ordered some stuff. And then it all came. And then she was like, "You can also take away, like if you want. You can also pack and take it." And my mom was like, "Really?" So I think that was
one proud moment.
proud moment. My mom was like, "Okay, so they're giving you food for free."
In the age of misinformation, how can social media campaigns या जो PR campaigns होती हैं ensure कर सकती हैं कि social issues के बारे में सही information पे बात की जाए, ना कि गलत information फैलाई जाए?
So the first thing is the source it's coming from. If it's a magazine, if it's a news channel, if it's a social media channel, and what type of source that is. If it's a fashion magazine, or if it's something like that, obviously they're not going to talk about social issues. Even if they mention it, it would be very like limited, and they're going to create it to, you know, benefit their own, you know, interest.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay. What motivates you to advocate for social issues personally?
So I think being a woman, I see all around me, one way or the other, we are told to, you know, be less of ourselves. Like, you're a woman, you should not be doing this. You're a woman, you should not be doing that.
ये चलती आ रही
Why?
है, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही.
Anything, I'm not saying that, we can do everything a man does, but we are put into this world to complement each other.
बिल्कुल.
A man and a woman, they complement each other.
Yeah.
And it's not a race either. I'm not, we're not in a race. A man and a woman are never in a race. But then let me do what I want to do. Be it I want to get education, be it I want to move abroad, be it I want to work, be it I want to sit home and run my own business.
Yeah.
Let me do it. But it's sadly, even in the corporate world, we don't see many women at a very, very higher levels or positions because, one of the very first things they ask you, even when you go for the interviews, is, oh, when are you getting married? What is your family planning? Because
Yeah.
they're scared. Okay, we put her in this position. After some time, she's going to be married.
Yeah.
And after that, she will plan a family.
Yeah.
So if you're putting her at a managerial or director position, then after some time, she might go for the pregnancy leave, her, honeymoon leave, her marriage leave, and then we would have to look for someone else. But what about a guy?
Yeah.
When you're hiring him, you don't ask him, oh, when are you planning to have kids? Oh, when are you planning to get married?
ये स्टीरियोटाइप बन गया हुआ ये एक.
So I think, yeah, that's one thing. And then there's so many other things that,
True.
exist.
I agree.
So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. अच्छा, about traveling. फिर से हम travel पे जरा आएंगे. तो tell me about one of your most memorable trip and what made it so special.
So I traveled to Austria last year. And the mountains and the vibe of that country, very sweet people, very nice people. So I think that was one of the places I loved, or if I had an option, I would just move there.
अच्छा, ये तो अच्छी चीज़ उस बारे में बात कर ली. कभी ट्रैवल किया हो, उसके अंदर कोई हो जाता है, कोई मसला हो गया हो, कभी हुआ है इस तरह?
Travel किया हो और मसला हो गया हो, not anything I can recall.
ना, फॉर एग्जांपल अब मैं गाड़ी पे जा रहा हूँ, मेरी गाड़ी का टायर पंचर हो गया, कुछ इस तरह का.
अच्छा, अब्रॉड छोड़ के यूएई का?
यहाँ पे मतलब कहीं घूमने निकले हो, कोई मजे का इस तरह का एक्सपीरियंस हो?
So me and my friends, when I was back in university, we made a plan to go to Ghost Village. Ghost Village at 3 a.m. 20 people in 5 cars.
Okay. 20 people in 5 cars, Ghost Village
At 3 a.m. We were like, let's go. And then one of the car, it stopped working. And we were like, oh, like, it's a sign, we should go back, we should go.
Did you guys go back?
No.
डर नहीं लगा रात को 3 बजे Ghost Village?
डर तो लगा था, लेकिन हम एक दूसरे को डरा रहे थे. उधर गोस्ट हो ना हो, हम अपनी पार्टी करने जा रहे हैं. गोस्ट भी लाइक,
अच्छा यार,
व्हाट इज दिस?
मैं इस बारे में थोड़ी सी बात करना चाहूँगी. जो मैं सोचता हूँ कि आप इस तरह मजाक कर रहे हो इस तरह की जगह पे जहाँ पे आपको पता है ये चीज़ मौजूद है, तो वो वाकई सामने आ जाती है.
लेकिन हमें अंदर से डर भी लग रहा था. हमने 5-5 के ग्रुप्स बना के हमने कहा, ओके, यू गो दैट वे, विल गो दिस वे, यू गो दैट वे. एंड देन हम कहते थे
स्पेशल 5 गाड़ियाँ थी ना, और 5 गाड़ियों में मतलब आप जा रहे हो तो कोई पता भी नहीं चलता, एक गाड़ी पीछे से गायब भी हो जाए.
और अब ये था कि हम जा रहे हैं and it's all foggy on one side and all clear on the other side of the road.
That was something.
So that was one of the crazy things we could have thought to done.
उधर से कब फारिग हुए थे, मतलब उधर से निकले कब थे?
सुबह 5:30-6 बजे.
सक्सेसफुली या कोई इस तरह को हुआ था?
नहीं, कुछ हुआ नहीं था. बच के हम सारे आ गए थे. फिर कहा कि दोबारा जाएंगे in a smaller group. Maybe
अच्छा, अब दोबारा भी जाना है?
दोबारा जाना है, but in a smaller group. Maybe it was a big group, nothing happened.
What's one general life experience you would never be able to forget?
My first job.
Your first job. When was it?
And how I got it.
When was it?
It was when I was 18.
Okay.
I was not expecting it. So I worked in one of the big companies for a bit. And I just dropped in my CV. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm probably not going to get it. Like, there's so many other people. And then the day I joined work,
Yeah.
I was the youngest one. in the whole team, in the whole office. And I was like, okay, like I can never forget that feeling, you know, of getting that job, then staying there, and then being there, and everybody around you is so old, and then you're like, okay, it was like a proud moment and an unforgettable moment, like,
I can
you know.
understand. पहली job एक वाकई होता है इस तरह का.
So yeah, I think that was.
Are you into current social media trends or memes that you find amusing? मतलब memes वगैरह पे कैसा है? Do you scroll and stuff?
So I do scroll social media, but then I think it's the current trends that I'm more interested in, or even the pages that I follow, or you know, they are about current trends, like, you know, the music that's going viral, the trends that are going viral. So and
एक I think एक PR एक social media वाले बंदे को इस चीज से aware होना चाहिए.
चाहिए, exactly, it's very important for us, and what the other brands around us are doing, or what the other people are, even being an individual, you should know, okay, so this person is doing this, or this is the trend that's going around. Nowadays everything changes in, like, you know, seconds.
Yeah.
Like in the morning it's something else, and at night it's something else. So it's very important for us to be aware
बिल्कुल.
of what is happening, because if you're not able to keep up with the changing trends, you would fail.
Definitely.
It's the same thing that happened with Nokia.
वही बात है ना
They
कि
were
आप
not able to grasp to the new
iPhone
technology.
15 के ज़माने में Nokia 3310 लेके आ जाओ तो वो तो ट्रेंडिंग नहीं है,
नहीं
वो
है.
तो फेल हो जाएगा.
And that's exactly what happened with Nokia as a company as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were not able to adapt to the new, like Blueberry, this phone.
Blackberry.
Yeah, sorry. Blackberry.
Yeah.
This was so famous. But now you see it's nowhere. So the main reason for such brands to go down is because they're
नोकिया
not
के साथ ये
able.
हुआ था कि तब वो लॉस में चला
चला
गया
गया
था.
था.
नोकिया वाले उसने पता नहीं कम शेयर्स बेचे थे, क्या हुआ था. एंड उसकी कुछ इस तरह की, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, उसकी इस तरह की स्पीच थी ना जिसमें रोया था वो, कि मतलब उसने अपनी डिफीट मान ली थी कि आई एम डिफीटेड. अभी तो कम बैक चलो कर दिया उसने, लेकिन कम बैक से पहले जब आईफोन वगैरह काफी आगे निकल गए
गया
थे,
था.
उसने मतलब रो के ये चीज मानी थी
Think.
कि आई एम डिफीटेड, आई कैन नॉट do this.
So, you know, it's very important, and brands were not able to, you know, keep up with the changing trends, or even build their, you know, brand visibility online. They cannot sustain nowadays, because
Yeah.
it's a digital world. You know, even if you have a WhatsApp number on your website and you don't have a catalog or any information
Yeah.
in your, you know, WhatsApp, I'm not gonna put an effort in typing a message, or do you have this, or what's the price of this. Like, trust me, we are lazy.
Yeah, definitely.
We are lazy. We want everything in a plate, but it doesn't work like that.
Definitely ऐसे
But we want it like that, and we're not gonna put in an effort to even do that. If it's available, okay, well and good. If not, okay, I'll check somewhere else.
या डेफिनेटली. अच्छा, मेरा जो अगला सवाल था मैंने ऑलरेडी वो पूछ लिया, तो वो मैं नहीं पूछूंगा, लेकिन उसके अलावा ये पूछना चाहूँगा, व्हाट्स वन थिंग दैट यू आर ग्रेटफुल फॉर टुडे?
Exactly where I am today.
Exactly where you are today.
Today.
Is it like काम के एस्पेक्ट से या जनरल लाइफ?
In general life.
General life, you're
Alhamdulillah,
happy.
God has been
Alhamdulillah.
great.
Alhamdulillah.
Like, you know, I always, when I was 17, 18, I always thought, okay, people live alone, they have their own space, they you know, they do their own thing, and now I have it.
Yeah.
I see it, you know, it's there. But I feel like we are very ungrateful in that way, because even if we get that thing, we always strive for more. In one way it's good, but sometimes we forget to be grateful for what we have and enjoy what we have at the moment.
Yeah.
Because वो भाग में ना कि अच्छा अब ये कर लिया, अब नेक्स्ट माइलस्टोन ये है, उसकी दौड़ में हम जो वो पूरा प्रोसेस होता है या उस चीज़ को एंजॉय करना भी भूल जाते हैं.
या डेफिनेटली, बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है. आपको हर मोमेंट को एंजॉय करना चाहिए, नो मैटर व्हाट द सिचुएशन इज. लाइफ में बुरी चीज़ें अच्छी चीज़ें वो भी आती हैं, दोनों आती हैं.
सही बात है.
दोनों पे ग्रेटफुल होना चाहिए, ऑनेस्टली.
Exactly, like, so you should, a bad day is like a learning experience for you. It's not like every day is perfect.
वो एक कोट भी है ना, bad days are an indication that good days are ahead.
Exactly. And try to live in the present. The more we think
Definitely.
about the future, the more we stress ourselves. And then, you don't know what life holds for you ahead.
Yeah. ओके अच्छा यार, एक और क्वेश्चन है, ये लास्ट होगा इस सेगमेंट का. तो व्हाट इज द बिगेस्ट लाइफ लेसन यू हैव लर्नड सो फार?
Not to give up.
नॉट टू
Not to give up.
नॉट टू गिव अप.
And you can always get where you want to see yourself.
Yeah.
But even if you have a bad day, sometimes it's very hard for you to be okay.
Yeah.
But then you should never give up or be like, oh, no, now it's not gonna work out. Oh, now it's not gonna happen.
बिल्कुल.
Because you should never do that.
वो नहीं करनी चाहिए. मतलब उम्मीद उम्मीद जो होती है ना, उम्मीद की वो क्या कहते हैं, उम्मीद की किरण वो हमेशा जगाए रखनी
उम्मीद
चाहिए.
पे दुनिया कायम है.
उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है. उम्मीद की किरण थोड़ा हिंदी हो गया है ना. तो एनीवेज हमारा पहला सेगमेंट जो कि मेन पॉडकास्ट थी वो खत्म हुई. अब थोड़े से फन पार्ट पे हम आएंगे. फन पार्ट अब क्या है, वो आपको प्रोबेबली आइडिया होगा अगर आपने हमारे प्रीवियस एपिसोड
सारी
देखे.
एपिसोड्स देखी हैं.
तो थैंक यू फॉर दैट. एनीवेज तो अगला हमारा है जी रैपिड फायर राउंड. ये मैंने एक रैपिड फायर राउंड तैयार किया था. इसमें आंसर्स आपको जल्दी जल्दी करने हैं. आपको पता ही होगी बात. फेवरेट कलर?
ब्लैक.
फेवरेट प्लेस टू विजिट?
Austria.
Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
Be invisible.
Would you rather travel the world for a year with all expenses paid or have 1 lakh dirham to spend on whatever you want?
No, travel the world with all my expenses.
Books or movies?
Books.
Last question है. If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be?
Waking up in the morning.
Actually last नहीं था, एक और है. What's your favorite quote or saying?
It's just a bad day, not bad life.
Definitely. तो हमारा ये छोटा सा फन रैपिड फायर सेगमेंट खत्म हुआ है. और अब आई थिंक यू वुड बी एक्साइटेड फॉर दिस वन, द मसाला कम्युनिटी क्वेश्चंस. तो क्वेश्चंस काफ़ी मिले थे और मैंने रखे हैं. तो पहला क्वेश्चन ये होगा, इंस्टाग्राम क्वालिटी इनसाइट्स. डू यू थिंक क्वालिटी मैटर्स और क्वांटिटी?
Quality.
क्वालिटी मैटर्स. ठीक है. वर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस डीलिंग विद अ ब्रांड?
Not any yet.
नॉट एनी येट.
No.
या फिर रिवील नहीं करना चाह रही?
No, as such, all the brands I have worked with, they have been really good. But if you talk about a client, then I have a few. Yeah.
हाँ, no, it's understandable. होते हैं clients ऐसे होते हैं. We can relate as well. What are the key elements of a successful PR strategy for brands in 2024?
Okay, so the key messages, the tactics, and the social media channels you're gonna use, and the publications you're gonna publish, your press releases or feature articles with. It's very important to choose the authentic one, the ones that are
सही.
good. Yeah.
अच्छा, ये आपके किसी दोस्त ने किया? अभी मुझे यूजर नेम याद नहीं होगा, वो देख सकता हूँ बाद में किसने किया है. बट मुझे जॉब कब दिला रही हो? ये सवाल आया है.
ये सवाल बहुत आते हैं. और ये सवाल
आगे उसने लिख भी दिया था, शी इज अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन. तो इसलिए
ओके, देखते हैं इंशाल्लाह सून.
What has been your most memorable collaboration and what made it stand out?
The noon food wala, the small pure.
अच्छा, वो जो बताया था.
That
ठीक
I
है,
did,
ठीक
yeah.
है. How do you measure the success of a PR campaign?
So it's the reach we get on it, and yeah, the PR value it holds. So usually it's the publication we are sending it to, and then the views, or because each publication has their monthly or yearly views.
Okay.
And how often they post. So based on that, there's a whole calculation that happens, and then the value you get, then you have another chart where you come, like you put the value and you can tell if it was a successful campaign, or if it was not.
Yeah, yeah. How do you handle crisis management for brands on social media?
Yeah, so if a crisis happens, then we need to communicate to our audience. But it depends on what type of crisis it is. If it's a person who went out and posted something online about a brand, then obviously we can reach out to them. We can put an announcement that, okay, we are sorry you had this particular experience, and then obviously we can maybe give them some off on whatever products we are selling or we are giving, and they can we can go about it like that. But it really depends, like if it's something big or if it's something small, so based on that. But there is always that you need to post a social media announcement that, okay, we are aware of it and we are working towards it, or we'll get back to you on this
ठीक है
shortly. Yeah.
या डेफिनेटली अच्छा हमारे मसाला कम्युनिटी क्वेश्चन सेगमेंट तो एंड हो गए हैं तो इट्स प्रोबेबली द एंड ऑफ द एपिसोड लेकिन एंड में मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा कि ये सबसे वैसे पूछता हूँ लेकिन ये है कि व्हाट एडवाइस वुड यू गिव टू द यंगस्टर्स दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग टू फाइंड व्हाट दे वांट टू डू या मतलब कुछ करना चाहते हैं लेकिन पता नहीं है क्या करना चाहते हैं
So I think at the age of 17, 18, everybody is in that phase. But then I have come across some people, or I've also said this to one of my junior back in university. Because sometimes what youngsters do is they're like, okay, we're getting money from this particular thing, might as well just do it. But then if it does not relate to what you want to do next in your life or your career, then probably don't do it.
या
Like for that certain amount of money, you can find something better in the field you want to grow, in what you want to do. There are struggles everywhere. You might have to do some unpaid internships, some unpaid work.
Yeah.
But then if it's adding value to yourself, you're and if you're learning a new skill set, let's say, then go for it.
ठीक है आई थिंक बात पता है क्या है बात ये होती है कि हम लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं इंटर्नशिप किसी मतलब अनपेड इंटर्नशिप मिल रही है या फिर कोई बहुत कम अमाउंट पे इंटर्नशिप मिल रही है तो हमारे यंगस्टर्स करते ही हैं कि वो उन लोगों का ये होता है कि नहीं यार मुझे नहीं करनी लेकिन गाइज यू नीड टू कीप दिस इन माइंड कि आप अगर कोई चीज़ स्टार्ट करोगे उसमें आपको कम से ही स्टार्ट करो लेकिन इट विल इवेंचुअली ग्रो ये नहीं है कि आपने पूरी जिंदगी उधर बैठे रहना इफ यू डूइंग व्हाट यू लव if you're doing something like in the field you love तो स्टार्ट बेशक अनपेड होगा या कम पे होगी लेकिन आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वो एक सीढ़ी की तरह क्लाइंब करते जाओगे और बढ़ती जाएगी
there is a ladder to success.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot skip one step and be like, no, I want to jump to that.
Exactly.
Because nobody starts as a manager, nobody starts as a director. They all started with something low and to reach that level, and when you reach that level you actually feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually you're like, okay,
Yeah.
These are the things that I did. Like if I compare my life to when I was 18, now I'm 23, there's a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge difference.
We are all employees at one point.
Exactly. You cannot always
Be
just
a boss.
Be a boss.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to end the episode on this note कि आप लोगों ने अगर if you're gonna work hard then only you're gonna succeed. You're not gonna start as a boss. You have to start as an employee to be a boss one day, inshallah. So thank you so much for watching this latest episode of Masala Mike, and I hope you guys will keep watching because आगे बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी episodes आनी है. And I'd like to thank my special guest, Miss Urooj, for coming here. It
Thank
was
you
a
so
very
much.
insightful session. I loved
Thank
it.
you. Loved
Guys,
it.
keep
Thanks
watching
for
the
having
Masala
me.
Mike show.
Yeah.